Well, welcome back everybody to Motorsport Manager. I want to start off this episode with a huge thank you to everybody that's been interacting with this series so far. In terms of comments and likes and stuff, definitely one of my more successful series, and I appreciate every one of you that does interact. Obviously, if you watch, that's the main thing, but leaving a comment, interacting, getting involved with the series just makes it so much more enjoyable for me. So I've been given quite a lot of advice as well on things I didn't quite understand. So the first one's been about qualifying and practice time. Apparently that's because it's the GP3 equivalent series, so they don't give you qualifying till later on. The grid is determined as a reverse order of the championship standings. I think that's right. So for instance, we're 13th and 14th, so 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I should be able to do that in my head really, shouldn't I? So we should theoretically start 7th and 8th on the grid for the Milan Grand Prix. So that gives us a good shot, I think, at having a good race. The other one is that apparently we're improving the reliability of an old gearbox. I can't seem to change that at the moment. I think we have to wait for that to finish, and then we should be able to change that to a newer gearbox, because apparently the reliability is very low of our gearbox. So we need to improve that ASAP. But let's start this off. This episode, we're going to stick to the same format. I had some positive feedback on how it was done, so we'll have all the car stuff and practice of the Milan Grand Prix in the first episode, and the next episode, which will go up on Saturday. That's another thing. Sorry this one's a little bit late this week. Had a few issues with my F1 series, which if you've seen my video talking about it, you'll know. But the second episode will go ahead with the Milan Grand Prix on Saturday. So let's go through our messages first. Interview with the Evening Herald. Go on then. Testing weekend for Marchetta. Just wasn't his day. I'm not going to get on his back right away. Wasn't a great drive, there's nothing to worry about. It wasn't a great drive, she ruined a pretty good opportunity there, so I'm going to go down the middle. Cloudy Dreyfus, it should be no secret that I'm enjoying my time here at Octane Racing right now. If I get any offers from other teams, oh, she's not enjoying her time here. Claudia, what's wrong? We built you a beast of a car that enables you to finish just outside the top 10. I'm going to seriously think about them. Well, now she's a driver we really do want to hold on to. The one I'm thinking about is Marchetta about next season. I'm not well, definitely not next season, I think. I think I am considering replacing him mid-season though. Just because I think some young up-and-coming drivers that can maybe surprise us and have room to improve would be a good idea. So I think we should see if we... Contract remaining 20 months though. She is contracted for another year, so I can't... We would get 1.7 million if she breaks the contract. We can't really do much then. She's contracted. And we'll get paid a lot of money if another team wants to poach her, so it's not really a problem. Design new parts going ahead. Fit parts, sponsors. Yeah, okay. GMA. I haven't seen this tab before. Replacing Black Sea GP with the Beijing GP. The current race in Black Sea will be replaced by Beijing, taking its place in the calendar for next season. Interesting. Wide slick tyres. The highest speed tyres possible, allowing teams to maximise their performance. These are the most expensive tyres to produce and will cost teams $30,000 per race. Previous future votes. Rear wings can be developed. There is no restriction on rear wings development, allowing teams to improve their high-speed cornering at the cost of time and money. How do we vote on all this then? Qualifying sessions last 0 minutes, giving drivers and teams enough time to make a few changes if their first lap does not go to plan. 0 minutes? I think that's because of the other rule we were talking about. So when and how do we vote on this? Removed, replaced. Great, wonderful. Maybe we don't get a vote yet. We haven't got much to do, so let's just continue. Car repair complete. Car repair finished. Yep, okay, so both cars have been repaired from the previous race. On we go. Luigi's... Oh, God. Introduction to the GMA. As one of the team principals of the European Racing Series, you are now a fully accredited member of the Global Motorsport Association. This means that you'll be called upon to vote on potential rule changes a few times per year. These decisions should not be taken lightly, as each rule change can impact the championship in multiple ways. If you choose to abstain from your vote, you will save up that vote for another time. This allows teams to focus on their own priority rules. Yeah, so every team looking after number one, which is what normally happens. Wonderful. First vote will start in 2 weeks. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. Hi boss, it's Luigi's birthday. Should we get him a nice present? I hear he's pretty touchy about his birthday. Let's throw a big party at £100,000. I mean, take him down a pub or something with a £100,000 party or a card. Jesus. Go on, let's say we never did anything good for him. This better be repaid next race. Dilemma resolved. I mean, is there not a middle option, like buy him a nice watch or something? £100,000 for a party. Good grief. Okay, now we can go back to... Right, so... Right, yeah, I am completely right. Yep, so we're improving the reliability of a gearbox we're not actually using. So, let's clear and improve the reliability of the gearboxes we've got. Performance. What are we developing at the moment? Working on a new engine. 1 day, 12 hours. Okay. So we want to... let's increase the performance of that gearbox, because it's average at the moment. I'm still really pissed off about the way these parts work. I just don't think it's right. I'm not going to go into that every single episode. If you want to know my views on that, check the previous episodes. And we'll improve the performance of these brakes 12 days after race. Oh crap. Let's just do one and then we'll get it done before the race. Reliability 165. This is the thing though. You improve the reliability of these parts, there's a good chance we've developed new gearboxes in this time. Crazy. All our sponsors done. The only thing I was thinking about was staff. Race mechanics are okay. Lead designer okay. Well, I mean, our designer maybe we should improve. Oh, the other thing I was reading somewhere else is that scouting is a good idea to do all year through. Because I don't think it actually costs anything to scout. So, right, drivers. I think we want a young up-and-coming driver. How do we know? I'd like a British driver, just for sakes. Amy McLeod. Focus, fitness, overtaking. Sure, we'll scout her. Where are we based? We're based in Canada, aren't we? Is there a Canadian driver? Be nice to get another Canadian into Formula 1. Maybe we should sort it by nationality. To go alphabetical, Canada 40. No, thank you. Okay. Cost per race as well. Don't cost too much. That's Iceland, isn't it? I think. Let's scout him, and I want to scout a designer as well. Ability. All these out of work. I'm guessing. John O'Brien. That's not scouting. Scouting designer. How do I scout them? Apparently you don't have to scout designers. I guess because their star rating is pretty much what it is. Can't scout race mechanics either. Okay, we'll scout another driver. What about a mid-team one? Freya Lawson, sure. I don't really know who to scout, so That's probably good enough. Right. Onwards. Designing engine finished. Lovely. Engine build finished. We finished building the engine. Check out the car. Scores a mare. She's happy. He's not very happy at the moment. He got the good suspension. She got the good gearbox. Let's put the new engine on her car. No favouritism here, but ever so slight favouritism. And then we want to design parts again. We want another engine. I don't understand why we wouldn't develop a good engine. Whatever. Let's go for another average one, sure. Let's go for a reliable one. Build. An empty component slot. Okay, we'll build another engine then. What's the point in this? This system is completely broke. I've just made myself broke. Oops. Yeah, I'm not very good with money. Let's hope that doesn't have any knock-on effects. Because I don't think we're going to get any money till the next race. Ah, we're in... Oh no, that's Formula 1. I don't really care on the results of that just yet. Let's continue. Global Motorsport Association. We'll read that next time we stop. Mail. Will the ERS be adding a new race in Beijing in 2017? From what I've heard. It's that time again. The Global Motorsport Association is about to meet for the first time this year. The 10 team bosses of the European Racing Series for GMA's board and the votes they cast have a huge impact on the way the next season championship will play out. The voting season is always fascinating. It defies the face of our sport for years to come. Defines. Okay, I guess we'll get prompted with some kind of... Oh, there we go, politics vote. Okie doke. Performance work complete. Good. A new vote has begun. So it's replacing the Black Sea GP with the Beijing GP. I'm indifferent, really. It doesn't really make much difference to me which race gets put in or not. So we're going to abstain, so we get that vote later on. No vote. One against. No vote. 1 for. One against. No vote. No vote. One against. This is fascinating. Yeah, I guess it would be, and it is really cool that you can do this and it will affect real things in the sport. Changing a Grand Prix, I mean, that's not up to the principles, is it, of the teams? Let's be honest. Car performance. Let's improve the performance of the brakes. Sure. Continue. Designing engine finished. So fit parts, and we can put that engine on her car now. So the reliability 55%, 55, performance 95, performance 95. Okay, our car's looking a bit better, so hopefully this will show in the race. I'm hoping. We want to start building another. I nearly forgot there. New part. What haven't we improved yet? Brakes. Although I'm doing lots of reliability and performance stuff on that. Let's upgrade the nothing because we haven't got any money. I forgot about that. Almost bankrupted myself even more. Okay, I think we're just going to keep going forward till the Milan Grand Prix then. Formula 1, GP2, not really bothered. Onwards. Travel to Milan. What's our mail? Scouting report finished. Freya would be one of the European Racing Series' top drivers. On top of that, her potential is good, and I can see her improving in the years to come. Freya's greatest strength is her braking, but she struggles with her fitness. Anyway, if you want to scout any other drivers, you know where to find me. I'll wait for the other 2 scout reports to come in, and then we may get an idea of who might be a viable replacement for Marchetta. Okay, parts. I think we've fitted everything we need to. Do we go for a higher? I reckon we aim for a 9th this weekend. Let's do it. Wanchi Industries. A bonus of 450,000. Okay, let's get on to the practice session. Okay, here we are in practice then. We're going to use our 2 main drivers, of course. Car setup. Really don't have any idea. Is there a thing to look at the track? No. Of course not. Okay, fine. We'll just go with the standard setups then, I guess. And see what they think. We're going to change the tyres. There we go. Marchetta can go out on the softs. And Dreyfus. No. Dreyfus, there we go. We'll go out on the mediums as she is already. We'll send them out and see what they come back with. It's going to be a wet weekend, so I don't know that focusing on soft and medium tyres is really going to be very relevant, but I don't think there's any way we can change it. Okay, so there is actually mechanics recommendations. Didn't see that. Okay, let's go for pretty low downforce then. Try and get that speed balance back in the middle. Handling back over there. Gear ratios. Let's go for acceleration. I don't even know what the track is, that's the problem, and it seems to be needs to be a bit more oversteery. Apparently this was another thing that I was given advice on. Apparently this bar will get smaller the more knowledge you have of the track, and I'm presuming how good your race engineer is. I hate how wide it is, and I hate how little time you have for practice, but apparently that's because it's GP3. I've never known GP3 not to have qualifying or at least a decent length practice session. Only one, but I still think they have an hour practice. But anyway, again, so this mechanic says more towards downforce. Let's go pretty extreme on that. Handling, Marchetta obviously wants understeer, which is a bit of a is in complete contrary to Dreyfus. You don't know what until they've gone out. We don't really know, do we? So okay, let's go with those 2 random setups and continue. Take practice, please. Okie doke. Dreyfus. Send out race trim. We still can't change this. 2 laps. Sure. Continue. Send out. Marchetta. Continue. Continue. Send out. We'll send them out for 2 laps, see how they feel on the tyres, and then we can bring them back in and see what they think of the setups. Okay, top speed. This is effectively Monza, isn't it? Looking at it, it's obviously not like for like because we copyright infringement. God forbid that this game was official. Kind of wish it was though. So yeah, I think acceleration, top speed is going to be and low drag is going to be something very important around this racetrack. Who's our lead car? Lead car, I believe, is Dreyfus. Yeah, there she is. Out on the medium tyres. You see, this is the general thing about this game. They get so many things right, but the little finicky details for someone like me that is so in love with the sport and so in love with the manager games of old just aren't right. It's not necessarily because it's not official, it's almost like they had to make it a little bit more accessible, which I guess being on a mobile platform and then effectively just elaborating on that, that's the effect you get. Let's just bring them in after one lap, because they seem to already have a pretty good idea of what they want changed with the setup. And with only 12 minutes, we need to maximise every second we can get out of this to change the setup. Right, so Dreyfus is coming in, as is Marchetta. In they come. Okay. Dreyfus. Knowledge gains, yes, if you could hurry up, please. Not that the time's ticking down. Everything pretty poor. Wonderful. It doesn't seem like... I guess the bar's narrowed a bit. I would say you need top speed for this track. Now I've seen it, so we'll move that up. You would kind of... What do you want? You want unsteer, I would guess, on this track. And downforce, you want to be you want almost the lowest possible. Let's go right to the end of that bar. Let's try that. Continue, send out. Marchetta, what did he think? Handling's good, speed balance is great, downforce, no. So we want to try and get this down, but we need to get handling and speed balance back to where it was. So speed balance about there, tyre pressure about there. Can we get handling back down that way? That's as good as we're going to get, I think. Perfect. Send them back out again. On the same set of tyres? What an idiot. Oh well. Guess it doesn't matter. It's just setup. Lap times don't matter at this stage. I hope once we do get up to the higher formulas, this is really fully fleshed out. So you get a really long practice. I mentioned this briefly in the last few episodes. I loved on things like Grand Prix World and F1 Manager. Again, if you haven't played them, go back and have a look at them and maybe play them. They were so in-depth games. Grand Prix World more than F1 Manager, but F1 Manager had the same 3D engine they used for the actual Formula 1 games, so it looks a bit nicer, appealing, a bit nicer aesthetically, but maybe wasn't as in-depth. But the practice sessions, you could literally hone the setup so well all the way through the practice sessions, and they kept coming back and you kept changing little bits like this and kept getting more and more of an idea of what they wanted, which this has got everything that you need, but the practice session is just far too short. But I guess that's just a problem you have to deal with, I suppose. I suppose if you'd put it on longer race distance, maybe this would be longer at this stage, but there's not really much you can do about that. I guess I'd rather have a race that you can do in half an hour, 45 minutes, than one that will probably take an hour and a half. Bring them back in. Bring them back in. They seem a lot happier. They're chirping over the radio that all is good. I think we'll make some final changes to the setup when they come back in. And then we shall send them out for a longer run with some new tyres and just see what their lap times are like in comparison to the rest of the field. So in they come now. Setup knowledge isn't brilliant still. Dreyfus, right. How's she feeling? Very poor, good, very poor. Okay, now you can see these bars narrowing them. So, it's all about speed and stuff, isn't it? So maybe a bit less downforce. That's going to bring the speed balance down as well. Which way would the handling want to go, though? Should we try a bit more oversteery? Let's try it. Stints. Let's go out for 4 laps on a brand new set of soft tyres. Go. Marchetta. Come on, please be a bit happier. Very poor, good, great. Okay. I think he's probably going to want a bit less downforce as well. A bit less downforce. Let's go back there. Let's bring that speed balance back to where it should be. And handling. Try a bit more understeer. See what he thinks. New set of soft. Actually, no. If we're sending Dreyfus out on the softs, we want him on the mediums. And we're also going to send him out for 4 laps. Okay. We're probably sacrificing an extra setup tweak, but it brings a little bit of excitement to the practice session and just gives an idea of where our car pace is if we get them to do a flying lap. So obviously Dreyfus is going to be the one to look out for on the soft tyres. They both still don't seem very happy with the setup, so I guess this is the point though of adding challenge at this point. By making the bars pretty wide, I'm guessing you need longer practice sessions and better race engineers, and then you will be able to get it right down to the mark of what the drivers want. But I guess at this stage, GP3, you need a bit of extra challenge, and that's a way to artificially create it, I suppose. Whether that's a real issue GP3 teams have, and you've got young drivers or a small formula with only one practice session, whether it's quite difficult to get the setup into the car, possibly. That's where I guess drivers with good feedback come into play, and good race engineers. The handling isn't responsive enough. Can we do anything? Yes, but not just yet. So it's just started our first flying lap of the entire session. Interesting to see where we come. Handling is feeling superb here, guys. Nice work. Great. We want to try and break into the top 10, I think, on pure pace this race. See, we don't get a real marker of that because we don't have qualifying. Dreyfus goes 18th. Okay. Bring in. Marchetta goes 19th. Handling's feeling a bit worse. Oh, we've ruined it, people. Oh, we don't know until we get to the race, do we? I suppose. We get one more opportunity to make some little tweaks, so we shall have to see. We need to run more angle on the wings, guys. Okay. Just chill your boots, Marchetta. On it. Practice session ending. Probably could have got an extra lap out of it there if we hadn't have brought them in. Hey ho. Right, let's fast forward that. Waiting for 11 cars to finish. Like to finish. Skills and one. So we got a good amount of knowledge and feedback. I think we might have made a mistake going the wrong way on the tweaks last time. But there you go. So there are the practice results. Yeah, we're quite a good distance away from the rest of the field. Hopefully we can make the right changes from the feedback we just got then. It is going to be a wet race as well, which is going to make it pretty tricky. The setups may well be irrelevant, but there you go. But that is going to be this episode. as we do it. This is how we do it, even. We finished the practice session after we've done all our tweaks to the cars and all the admin stuff. And then next time out on Saturday, we shall have the Milan GP proper in real time in all its glory. So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know, as always, any advice, anything I'm doing wrong. Also, I'd still want to know about your opinion on doing this format. It does make each race a whole weekend, from doing the car tweaks to the end of the race, like an hour and a half over 2 episodes or something like that. But I feel it's nice to go into detail at this point, and it's nice to enjoy the race. I enjoy watching the race in full time, not being rushed through any of the decisions. At least initially. That might change once we get more used to the game. If you did enjoy this episode, smash that like button. It lets me know that you're enjoying the series, and I'll continue making more of it, of course. Leave your comments down below, as we've just discussed, and if you're new to the channel and you do like what you see, then you can always smash that subscribe button as well to keep up to date with everything. So until next time out for the Milan Grand Prix, where hopefully we can be a bit further forward than 18th and 19th. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.
These battles have often been contained on single racetracks. Now, it's going global. The chosen chariot for this is the Red Bull 2016. Brilliant in the bends, but often hampered by its Renault engine. Lacking power on the...
Sorry? What do you mean? They make watches. Oh, okay.
Can they make up for the deficit on the streets with their Tag Heuer engine?
Sauber, a team that often I get confused as to whether they have overachieved or underachieved. A team of humble beginnings, founded by Peter Sauber in the 1970s.
This is built by Peter Sauber. Mercedes supplying the engines.
He would eventually work his way up the ladder to win back-to-back Le Mans races in 1988 and 1999 with the incredible Sauber Mercedes C9, a car that was relatively unchanged between the 2 years, such was its dominance. It was then that Peter Sauber decided to take a foray into Formula 1.